go ahead.
All right. I got to go ahead and talk about what's going on. And the only reason why I got to talk about what's going on is because
There's been
both of them keep coming out and talking.
I'm surprised Hughley is replying. No. I'm surprised that he's even come back to her and her husband.
DL Hughley and Monique have realized that the more you talk, the more tickets you sell.
Yeah.
So both of them,
you're relevant now.
Right. So you're going to talk. You're going to talk. Cat Williams opened that door for everybody to make money. We'll talk about that later. Deion Cole said that. And so everybody, all comedians, he said even comedians who ain't got nothing to do with it making money now.
They coming out.
Everybody making money now.
Did Cat Williams say my name?
Right.
No, he did. Oh, okay.
So let's say hi to everybody. Justice for All says, hey, ladies, good to see you, Wendy. I need a trigger warning. I need a trigger warning for Monique. All right, trigger warning, guys. We're going to talk about Monique. Emerald says, hey, ladies. Hi, Justice. Happy Friday, all. Christopher says, hello, all. Justice says, hey, Emerald and Christopher. And then Emerald is clapping. All right.
Oh, so, Emerald is clapping.
Lenora, come on.
There's a clap one, too.
Yes, the first one.
Wendy bought this for us. It got about 20 sounds. Go ahead. We used the clapper when she came. We introduced her. So go ahead.
If she wasn't my sister, I'd say that's a dull person.
You know.
All you got to do is get them a little toy and they go off.
I've been playing with this girl. I go behind mama.
So when I say moron,
my mom laughing too.
That hits home real close.
Go ahead.
Hey, hold on for a second, guys.
Let me press this button.
So anyway,
go ahead.
Monique comes back. Well, we know Monique went on Club Shay Shay to bring it up for I'm going to go real quick.
And here's the thing, too, before you go.
Trust me, guys, this is not going to be the whole video.
Here's the thing, too. I'm surprised. When she was on Club Shay Shay, her husband wasn't with her.
He was in the room, but he wasn't next to her.
Oh, my God.
But anyway, she goes on Club Shay Shay, for those who don't know. And then she goes off about DL Hughley and the whole contract thing and about him being mad at her bringing up his daughter and all this other stuff. So then DL replies back and says that she's a liar. We showed that yesterday. If you don't have a chance, go back and look at yesterday's video. I talk about his response to her. Says the only crunches she does is with the word captain in front of her. Cracks on her weight and cracks on all of that. Now, I say that because she responds back to that.
Oh, wow.
And says he ain't never seen nobody run so much and gain weight. Okay?
Uh-huh.
So, and then she's just a liar. She brought his wife in. She brought his kids in. He says she lied about the contract. Her name was never first. Tickets was printed, everything. Okay? So then that's his response. So then she responds back with her husband. Okay? And here it is with Daddy. Her and Daddy come back.
You know, when I watched DL say, she went after my wife, she went after my daughters, I want to really be clear who I went after so that there's no confusion here. When I was on stage, when I'm on stage and we are performers, we are performing to the audience in front of us. When I was on that stage and I said it must be hard to perform oral sex.
But differently.
Okay, on a coward. That had nothing to do with Mrs. Hughley. That insult was directed straight to you, DL.
Now, that is an insult on her because she doesn't realize when you say something, how does it feel to perform fellatio on a man that's a coward? You're talking to his wife, right?
Right.
Am I missing something?
It's like saying SOB.
No, I'm saying
son of a B, you're talking about somebody's mom. So you're directly,
even though you're
thinking you're not saying them directly.
No, that's different, but I know what you're saying.
Okay.
I'm asking her a question. How does it feel to perform fellatio on a man that's a coward? I'm asking her a question, his wife. So you are bringing his wife into it. That's what I'm saying.
I think she's thinking because she didn't reference his wife.
That's why she
like
just
the
said
SOB
that.
thing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
She's thinking that's not to your
I'm
wife.
not talking to your wife.
I'm calling you the moron or the
and it's unfortunate that she's saying
not
that.
that. Everybody knows children and wives are out of bounds. You don't talk about people's children. You don't talk about people's spouses. She went, outside the box with that. She was wrong.
Exactly.
And insinuating that the person that he is married to is the one he's making love to.
Right.
So you just kind of like assume.
And then such a delicate subject of his daughter being molested, really?
Yeah, we're going to get on that one.
You're going to make fun of her?
Yeah. So her first point about that wasn't directed to your wife, that was about you. That's not true. It was directed to his wife because you asked her a question. Mm-hmm. How does it feel? So his wife, she's standing backstage. She going, how does what feel? Monique just said, how does it feel for you to go down on your husband and he's a coward?
A coward.
Oh, I'm supposed to answer that? That's his wife. So you are bringing his wife in. Okay. So that's the first one.
Okay. That had nothing to do with your wife. That was
she's an angry person.
So it felt like you were trying to pass it off as if I was going after your wife. When it comes to your daughter, you did a post about, you did an interview about. I didn't do that interview.
Are you still there?
I simply reposted what you said. So when you say, Monique, you went after my daughter, that's untrue, DL. I posted what you said.
That's a lie. If you go back to the original video where DL was talking about his daughter, which he did bring up his daughter first. He was in a studio and they were talking about the M word, being assaulted. And he said,
being violated.
And he brought up a story. He said, I know what that feels like because my daughter came to me and told me that someone had violated her. And I was like, oh, that's just, he blew it off. Like, oh, that's just what kids do or something like that. And he said, I knew this person. So I was like, he was questioning her, whether that was really assault.
Are you sure, babe?
And he said later on, my daughter told me that hurt her, that I didn't believe her or that I didn't take it serious. Mm-hmm. He said, to this day, I have to deal with that, that I didn't deal with that. Exactly. Now, he said Monique is a liar. First of all, his daughter was 13 and the person who allegedly did this was 13. Oh. They lived next door and they were friends. Uh-huh. So when she came and said, she didn't come then, he said. She came years later.
Oh, now when she was 13.
She didn't come when she was 13.
Okay.
She came years later and said, Dad, guess what? That guy, the one who's my age, that lives next door, he violated me.
Right. Okay.
So that's why he blew it. He blew it off. He was like, well, she probably would have said something back then, I guess, if it was. So he didn't take it as serious as he could have. He didn't stand around and watch his daughter get molested. She didn't come to him when she was 13 and get molested and say, this is happening right now, Dad. And he didn't do nothing. It's not like she came to him right then.
I know, but I'm trying to figure out what does that have to do with Monique?
Nothing. Monique brought this up because her and Dia was having that contract dispute.
It had nothing to do with
his daughter. And she said his integrity. Violated. She came and said his integrity is off. And then she brought up the daughter. That's what started all of it, y'all.
This is why his integrity is off. Because when his daughter was 13 years old.
So she's still lying. Even right now, she's lying. And they come off to me as weird. That's a weird couple. They seem like not Stafford Wives. You know those couples that, that part she played where she was a serial killer and she was nice and offering them tea. That's her again. She's playing her part.
I think, Wendy, don't sometimes the parts that you play and you take on that role sometime, it gets in your spirit if you let it. Like that one black actor?
Absolutely. You have to train yourself to turn that stuff off.
Yeah.
I remember my doctor asked me, he said, are you happy? Is everything all right in your life? Okay. I said, everything is fine. Why? Because your pressures are very high. What are you doing? I said, well, I'm playing a woman that is a lunatic. He said, well, your body doesn't know you're playing.
No.
And so every time you go off as that character, your blood pressure goes up.
Wow.
Then you have to learn how to control it. Because it can, especially if you play it like a long time, like for months and months and months, you end up talking like the character. I had a character in Raisin in the Sun, and she always said, "Where's the bottom?" So when I played that character, every time you turn around, I was saying, "Where's the bottom? Where's the bottom? Where's the bottom?" You have to learn how to turn it off.
Yeah.
And if you're more like that character, if you're a lot like that character, deep down inside, it's really hard.
I think it's the opposite with her, Wendy. I think she is that character. And she plays the other character when she says baby and all this. That's why DL said, you quick to call people a baby. And you don't even take care of your own kids.
I agree with you 100% because she's such a phony. She comes off like she's playing a part. Like you said, because the other one is the real her.
Yeah.
But every time she's on the air, she comes off very phony, like she's playing a role.
Yeah.
I don't trust her. She's very sneaky and very devious.
She played a role. She played herself in Precious.
Right. And played herself in that other play. So that's why I said they come off weird. They're weird to me. He started crying, talking about black men.
I told you he's so controlling.
And then she started crying and they just so weird.
Improve or remove in Jesus.
Yeah,
let's keep playing.
They have mental health issues. There's something wrong with them.
Yeah, let's keep playing.
And then when you said when you were really going for it with your shades on, and you said, Monique said, I stood by and watched my daughter be raped. D.L. Hughley, that's your conscience talking to you, brother.
Now, that part, I agree with her. I don't think she's ever said you stood by and watched your daughter. Unless he can find that. I don't recall her saying that. I recall her saying you didn't do nothing about it.
Well, that's what that means.
That you stood by and watched it, though?
If you didn't do anything about it.
You didn't watch it.
It seemed like she may have pulled what happened in the past to present.
Okay.
And you stood by and let it happen.
Okay, yeah.
You don't have no integrity.
Yeah.
It had nothing to do with the business that was going on. It was irrelevant.
Yeah.
Why are you bringing that up and they're arguing about who's on the show first?
Okay.
It has nothing to do with that child. It has nothing to do with that wife. It has nothing to do with anything sexual. It was out of context.
Thank you.
And then I'm not gonna play the rest of it. Now she did laugh it off about him talking about her the crunches. The only crunch you do is with Captain in front of it and running. And her husband agreed. He was kind of like throwing shade, like she likes the snack.
And the thing you said about her Netflix special, if you remember way back then, we had talked about it, and I said, Monique didn't do comedy, she just told stories.
Yeah.
She did. She did not do any comedy. She didn't do anything to make you laugh. She just told the story of her life, which all the way also was very vulgar.
Yeah.
So it was no comedy.
We have time to see what she's gonna do because she's Cat Williams has her opening for him. So we get to see again. I hope she's funny.
Whoa. What?
I hope she's funny.
Cat Williams is letting her open for him?
Mm-hmm.
He must feel sorry for her.
You know how Cat is. He feels sorry for her. All right, so that was her thing. Then DL came back. That's why I told you they keep coming back and forth. DL came back and answered her sitting down with Daddy. All right.
Post in response to their video. And he said this in the caption. Let me make this very clear. I started none of this. But you got me effed all the way up if you think I'm going to stay silent and not call out a liar. I see what y'all did to Steve and all them when nobody tried to defend themselves. It's been 2 years since that woman lied on me and disrespected my family. Now, Monique says that she reposted what he said about his daughter.
So it goes back and forth. Layla Lynn, if y'all get a chance, look at Layla Lynn. She is a YouTuber. And I usually watch her shows. She does good breakdowns.
And in his video.
Oh, see? Hold on, y'all.
All right. I'm taking time to respond to Monique again. She made another greasy-ass video with her daddy. We're kind of relitigating some of the stuff she said on Club Shay Shay, where she talked about how she was on the show and somebody, you know, they played a game, Would You Rather? And I guess she felt like they insulted her husband's sexuality, which is interesting because she can always talk shit about everybody else's sexuality. But I guess her husband's sacrosanct. He's off limit. But a hit dog will bark unless his mouth is full. But she talked about, well, she didn't actually call her lawyer. Who the fuck would be afraid of your lawyer? Your lawyer, you mean the lawyer that did your contract? The lawyer from the firm of Negro from Ghetto, Got Him and Gone, that lawyer? Who the fuck afraid of him? He couldn't get your name right on the ticket. He gonna get it right on a legal document. It didn't happen because we decided it shouldn't happen. You didn't need to, because we respect people. We don't have to do things for clicks. They took it off because you asked me to. So
I'm not going to go through his whole thing, but he literally went through everything she talked about and said that she's lying again. He talked about, like I said, about the daughter. That happened when she was 13, and years later, when she was an adult, she came and told him.
She could have said something else if she was trying to prove his lack of integrity.
And he said, exactly, he said, come at me.
Come at me.
He talked about the thing about the when she was on the show and said that he didn't want to play the show, that it wasn't no cease and desist letter and all this other stuff. He made that decision. Okay. So they going back and forth. Now, at this point, Christopher, I saw your thing. I'm going to read it. We know this is about money. Everybody blowing up. When you keep going back and forth, you know that your price is going up because everybody's talking about you.
And you're saying, now that you've said it and mentioned it, Wendy's even surprised that Cat Williams is going to have her open for him, his show. Of course, this is her and her husband getting lighting the fire to get the energy going.
I hope she doesn't mess it up because Cat's riding the wave right now. He's the buzzword now. Everybody's talking about Cat.
Yeah.
So being on his court is a big deal. Don't mess it up, Monique.
Thank you.
That's what I said. Be funny. Just be funny.
Don't go up there and complain about people. Go up there, be funny. Get yourself a writer.
Be funny.
Cat to write for you.
There you go.
But don't get up there and tell stories. We don't want to hear that.
Right.
We want to hear something to make us laugh.
So she can be funny.
Chappelle kind of disappointed me too because when he did the thing on New Year's, what is his fixation on transsexuals? He kept talking about transsexuals. That wasn't funny. Why is he fixated on that?
I don't know.
About that on his last tour.
Yeah.
You know, I want a comedian to make me laugh. I don't want him to tell me stories.
Yeah.
Make me laugh.
Yeah.
Now, Christopher said Stephen A. Smith was talking about it.
Okay.
This is the Stephen A. Smith when they were talking about it. He and Deion Cole.
Okay.
That's significantly less incendiary that some of the things have been said. And I'm not saying Cat Williams is lying. I'm not saying that Monique is lying, but I certainly am in no position to say that they're telling the truth. And so as a result of that, when you get personal and you highlight the things in detail that they have highlighted, you're saying it's about to get like that, where people are just going to say shit and they don't give a damn.
I'm saying this. I'm saying that people are looking at what's making them viral. I'm not saying what they're saying is true and what's not true and what is, what's not. I'm saying that they're looking at what Cat Williams did and went, Then they looked at what Jay-Z said and was like, And then they looked at what Monique did and said, These true speakers or liars, whatever you want to say, they are getting attention and they are getting people coming at them, making them more relevant. They was even relevant and making them even more relevant with what they saying, whether it be truth or lies. Like, I know Kat was saying stuff that I think was true and some of it wasn't true. I think Monique said some stuff that was true and that wasn't true. You know what I mean? But as far as saying something like this is the problem too. We've been in a world of not reality and fake news and fake this and fake that. People want to believe lies so much that when the truth comes, it's shocking. It's shocking for you to tell the truth or say what's on your mind that's really on your mind and not doing what you're supposed to do and being in the line of what you're supposed to do to look out for your endorsements and this and that and the third or whatever and trying to just be something that you're not. These truth speakers, these people saying even if it ain't truthful, what they saying on their mind is shocking to people. And what I'm saying, if that's shocking you, I promise you, wait till you see what's about to happen.
What, can it get much worse than what happened?
Man, somebody about to come out here and bombshell the shit.
Now,
yeah.
Deion went on to say, because he's a comedian.
Yeah.
He talking to comedians behind the scene. They saying, wait till I get up there. I got some stories to tell too. And Stephen is like, are you serious? He said, man, 2024 is about to go down. He said, Tiffany, because you know he cool with Tiffany.
Yeah.
She getting ready to talk about everybody.
Oh no, don't put Common in there.
She said
Talk
comedians.
about Common.
No, she said comedians. Comedians. She gonna talk about the
other comedians.
Yeah, other comedians.
Okay.
They keeping it all in the family.
Oh.
Dion said I might come up with something. I'm trying to come up with something. Everybody's trying to come up with something.
I like how Michael Epps looks at it. Y'all mentioned me too. Put my name in there.
Yes.
Cat didn't mention my name.
And so he said Cat is a genius because Cat wasn't really selling. His shows wasn't selling out.
Right. We hadn't heard from him in a little bit.
To the point to where Faison said you can get a Groupon for his show.
You know what?
Faison was being funny. And he was right. But now Cat is selling out because he went on Club Shay
But
Shay.
he's going to let Monique open up.
He's sold out over here.
Yeah.
He's letting Monique open up.
Yeah.
I pray, like you saying, Wendy, she don't mess it up for him.
All she got to do is be funny.
But
That's all she got to do. That's all she got to do.
She wasn't funny last time.
So everybody's saying hi to each other. Emerald says, hey, Wendy. Emerald says, why is her husband assisting with this instead of redirecting all this mess into a more positive direction?
He's the reason.
He's the reason. You saw him drink his little drink of water when she was going off.
I think he fuels her.
That's how he get money.
I honestly feel if he was not in the picture, there would probably be an opportunity where Monique would, the soft side of her, the loving side of her, the go for the underdog side of her will shine.
Right.
Her husband is her puppet.
Yeah.
Go ahead, baby. Tell him. No, you ain't getting paid. Baby, let him pay you.
Yep.
Yeah, baby. And she's like, okay, honey, daddy.
Emerald says, if she mess up with Kat, he will clown her so hard that she won't want to show her face again. So she better not have no contract dispute with him.
Well, so far.
Because he'll say, and they done told me. You know how Kat talk. Man, DL told me.
He warned me.
He warned me. Now, why in the world, this is Kat. Why the hell she think her name gonna be for mine?
You know what?
She lucky she even on the poster.
You know what?
You know Kat.
That probably won't happen with them.
I don't think she gonna do it with
really
him.
Really clear.
Yeah.
Who is the main head runner for that?
And she knows it. She knows Kat is the headliner.
Yeah, headliner.
So the only problem she would have is money. That's the problem.
How much?
How much money?
And
that's
she got daddy in there trying to negotiate.
Yeah. So that's it with Monique.
Okay.
Go
ahead.
I heard Cap pays his people well. And a lot of people don't know Cap produces his own shows. Nobody produces his shows.
Right, he pays for them.
He produces all his own shows, and I'm told he pays his people very well.
Yeah, he does.
Okay.
So we'll see, y'all. We'll follow this story. The last person to speak was DL Hughley. So if Monique and Daddy want to come back and say something, then I'll find out what Daddy and Monique want to say.
She may, because when is Kat's concert?
Now, I guess.
So she may want to do that. So she's keep
It'll be
promoting
certain
herself.
cities that should be
That's why
opening.
she's doing this.
Yeah. He's out there now. I don't know if she's going to tour yet, but I know he's out there now. Because I tried to get tickets, he was sold out.
Dion Cole said he don't want anybody. You know he was talking about Monique. He said, I don't want them to get on stage and talk an hour about anybody else. I want them to get up there and be funny. Take my mind off of my work and my what's going on.
Don't continue what was discussed on the Shade.
So we'll see. We'll see how this goes. I'm sure we'll follow up, y'all. We'll follow up.
Okay.
All right. Moving on. I said I was gonna do DL and I did. And Monique. I've been trying to get to this stupid story for days.
It is a